I never imagined a single phone call could rip my entire world apart. My name is Alina, and for years I believed I had built a safe, beautiful life for my daughter. We lived in a quiet neighborhood just outside the city, green lawns, Sunday brunches, the kind of place where bad things only happened in movies. Lily was my everything. At 19, she had her father's sharp mind and my gentle heart. She was studying art, sketching dreams on every napkin, laughing like the world was hers to paint. Her dad, Marcus, wasn't in our daily life anymore. We'd gone our separate ways years ago, but he was always there in the background. A billionaire, a retired army hero who turned his discipline into an empire. He loved Lily fiercely, even from afar. That night started so normally. Lily had texted me she was going out with a new friend from her online group. "Just a casual hang at a motorcycle club meetup, Mom, don't worry." I smiled and told her to have fun and be home by midnight. I even made her favorite pasta for when she got back. But midnight came and went, then 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. My phone finally rang at 2:17 a.m., and the voice on the other end shattered me. "Mom," Lily's whisper was barely there, trembling like a leaf in a storm. "I'm at this clubhouse. There are 55 of them, bikers. They won't let me leave. They surrounded me. They're laughing, Mom. They know who Dad is. They said this is payback." I could hear muffled voices in the background, heavy boots, the clink of bottles. She sounded so small, so broken. My brave, bright girl was trapped, terrified, her spirit cracking right in front of me over the phone. I begged her to stay hidden, to breathe, to tell me exactly where. My hands shook so hard I could barely hold the phone. In that moment, every fear I'd ever pushed down came rushing back. How did my sweet daughter end up in a locked clubhouse with an entire biker gang closing in? Who had betrayed her trust and led her there? I felt helpless, shattered, like my whole life as a mother had failed her in one terrible night. But what I didn't know then was that this nightmare was only the beginning, and that help was coming from the one person who could turn fear into justice. I drove through the dark streets like a woman possessed, my heart pounding louder than the engine. When I finally reached the old industrial lot where the clubhouse sat, the police were already there, but they moved so slowly. Lily had managed to slip a message to a kind stranger who called for help. They got her out, but the damage was done. She collapsed into my arms at the hospital, her eyes hollow, her usual sparkle completely gone. "They cornered me, Mom," she whispered later that night, voice cracking. "They kept saying no one would believe us, that rich people like Dad think they're untouchable. They wanted to break me to hurt him." Those words cut deeper than anything. My daughter had been betrayed by someone she trusted, a so-called friend who lured her there under false pretenses, knowing the gang had a grudge against powerful outsiders. The system that was supposed to protect her felt useless. Officers took notes, but the clubhouse was already cleared out when they arrived. No immediate arrests, just "we'll investigate." I sat by Lily's bed for days, watching her jump at every sound, her sketches left untouched, her laughter silenced. I felt destroyed inside, angry at the world, furious at myself for not sensing something was wrong, and heartbroken that my girl's innocence had been stolen in such a cruel way. But pain has a way of shifting into something sharper. As the days blurred into sleepless nights, I realized I couldn't just wait. Lily needed more than hospital lights and gentle words. She needed real safety. I picked up the phone and called Marcus. We hadn't spoken much in years, but I knew the man he still was, the soldier who never left anyone behind. "Marcus," I said, voice steady even though I was falling apart. "They hurt our daughter, 55 of them. She's broken, and the police are dragging their feet." There was a long silence on his end, then that calm, commanding tone I remembered from the early days. "I'm on my way. Tell Lily her dad's coming." In the weeks that followed, I watched my daughter retreat into herself. She stopped going to classes. She wouldn't leave the house without looking over her shoulder. The betrayal ran so deep, she felt exposed, like the whole world had turned against her. I held her through every nightmare, every tear, feeling my own strength crack, but refusing to break completely. That's when the shift happened inside me. The helpless mother became a lioness. I started gathering every detail Lily could remember, the names she overheard, the photos she secretly snapped on her phone before they took it. I refused to let this destroy us. Little by little, I saw a spark return in her eyes when she talked about her dad. "He'll know what to do, Mom," she'd say softly. And for the first time in weeks, I believed it too. The betrayal had tried to crush us, but it was forging something unbreakable instead, our family's will to fight back. Marcus arrived like a storm you feel before you see it. Private jets, security teams, and that quiet authority only a man who's faced real battles carries. He walked into our living room, pulled Lily into his arms, and for the first time since that night, I saw her shoulders relax. He didn't yell or make empty promises. He simply said, "No one touches my daughter," and walks away. Then he got to work. Using his billionaire resources and old army connections, Marcus didn't charge in recklessly. He built a case, evidence, witnesses, even footage from hidden sources. Within 48 hours, his team had the entire clubhouse surrounded, not with guns and chaos, but with precision and power. He made sure every exit was covered, every move documented. The bikers who thought they were untouchable suddenly found themselves locked inside their own world, while authorities moved in with warrants. One by one, they were exposed, their secrets, their threats, their long list of hidden crimes. The gang that had terrorized my daughter crumbled under the weight of real justice. Headlines called it the takedown of the year. The leader who had laughed while cornering Lily now faced years in bars. The friend who betrayed her was identified and charged too. I stood with Lily and Marcus on the courthouse steps the day the final arrests were announced. My daughter held her head high again, her hand in her father's. The fear that had haunted her eyes was fading, replaced by quiet strength. Marcus looked at us both and said simply, "You're safe now. That's all that matters." In that moment, I felt a peace I hadn't known since the phone rang that terrible night. The man who had once been my husband showed me that love doesn't fade, it evolves into protection when it needs to.